Hey everyone, welcome to Ninja Monkey. It's Sunday or Monday, depending where you're watching from. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'd love to know. And actually, I've got a little bit of an announcement. Well, kind of an announcement. This is my last stream from home for the next 6 or 7 weeks because I will be in Japan this time next week. So make sure that you hit the notification button on this channel and also on Happy Gaijin, my second channel, where I will be streaming a few times a week from the streets of Japan, not just Tokyo, but various other places, rural locations. And I'm really excited about getting not just to Tokyo, but showing you what the rest of Japan has to offer. As always, just a quick reminder: if you want to get my attention, then at Ninja Monkey to get my attention. Questions, make sure that they're nice and clear, that they're a question. And as always, I will prioritize your super chats, patrons, and members, etc. Your support financially, especially just before a trip, helps a lot. A lot of time goes into projects, and anyway, thanks for being here. So let's get started. Well, we've already started with Jim sending 5 Ninja Monkey gift memberships. Arigatou gozaimasu. Jim, thank you so much. Can I get this to work? Awesome. Where's everyone watching from? Let's get all the sort of like the intros done. Bojo is here. Howdy Bojo, how are you doing? And JJI Japan Ichiban as a mod, awesome. I've reached 40,000 subscribers and I hadn't even noticed until I just read the message from Jim Ross saying that I see you've reached 40k in subscribers, and your hard work, dedication, and well-researched information are reaching a growing and appreciative audience. Congratulations, Ninja Monkey. Thank you so much. I hadn't noticed, so it's nice. And yeah, it will be nice to reach 50,000 by the end of my trip. Can that be done? Can that be done? I don't know. Maybe a little bit difficult. Hey George, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Where's everyone watching from? What's the time? What are your plans? And Blue Sky Cliff Dog is also here. Gazumi with a Ninja Monkey crew. Awesome. Logan's Run, how you doing, my friend? Thank you so much, JJI. Girl Wander Down Under is also in the house. I am very excited, actually. I'm excited, just in general, I'm excited. It's been a little bit of a week, I'm not gonna lie. As you probably know, if you watched my stream last time. I had my flat was part of my flat was flooded, and it actually affected things like my lighting that I'm using right now. It's a little bit temperamental. I think it's workable, but for example, the other day I was gonna film something with Alan for the podcast, which you should check out, and the podcast will be coming out at some point this month. But yeah, I couldn't get the lights to work because they had a little bit of damp damage, but they're okay for now, it seems. Lord McGray, dudes, thank you so much, man. What? What? Arigato gozaimasu. Coffee, and most importantly, banana fans. Congrats on 40k campaign, Nathan. Thank you so much, dude. Much appreciated. I drink a lot of coffee when I'm in Japan, and also a lot of beer, but I drink a lot of coffee when I'm in Japan, so much appreciated. Very much appreciated, actually. So, um, sister over here, um, link to your second channel. Thank you so much. Phil, just started following you. Greetings from Vancouver. Hey, how are you doing, Phil? Thank you so much for following. As I've just mentioned a few minutes ago, I will be in Japan this time next week. Actually, in the next few days, I start setting off. Behind the screen, behind the camera, I have my suitcase with a pile of things that I'm sorting through. So did you all check out my latest video? I updated my packing video. Is that where you've come from? I don't know. But I actually put together a packing video 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. It was quite a successful, one of my most successful videos. And a lot happens in 2 years. I've tweaked it. I think I've taken out a lot of the fluff, a lot of the nonsense, a lot of the, like the bits that aren't important. And I've I've tried to keep the pace a little bit faster, and hopefully that video does well. And it's most importantly that it's useful to you guys. I have a question. George has a question. 160,000 yen is enough for a 14-day trip in Japan. 14-day trip in Japan. Eaten cheap and not much souvenir shopping. You know what? 160,000 yen is quite a bit for 14 days. I think you'll be fine. I think that I sort of like work for a budget sort of like travel. You probably be okay with 8,000 to 10,000 yen a day. So you're more than okay. Dean from Toronto, hello. Phil, Canada, I'll be in Japan next week, provided the cyclone doesn't hit Tokyo. Oh, there's a cyclone. Don't tell me there's a cyclone. You know, this is the time of the year when there's cyclones left, right, and center, etc., etc., etc. Don't worry about it. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to get you there. UK, North Carolina, currently in a tropical depression storm right now. Dude, seriously? Wow. Yeah, 40K. Yeah. It's doable. It's doable-ish. So, doable. Let's see. I'm just trying to read some of the comments, everyone, by the way. The packing guy. 21 days in Japan. Is a JR pass worth it if I'm going from Tokyo to Hiroshima to back to Tokyo when hitting all the festivals in Tohoku region? Appreciate your help. You know what, Nugget Hunter, it can be doable depending on your itinerary. When it comes to the JR pass, the 21-day JR pass, you need to really see if how many trips are going to be in total in those 21 days. Sometimes if you do if you do like a trip a day, maybe 21 days, you do like 19 train trips, it's probably going to be like doable and worth it. Anything under that, and it might not be worth it to you. For example, right now I'm going to Japan and I'm traveling 3 weeks, so 21 days more or less, from Tokyo all over the place, different places, and I can't get it to work personally. And I'm going to be traveling to at least, I want to say, 9 different destinations in those 21 days, but it's just not going to be working for me, unfortunately. So use your JR calculator, put in your trip, and see what comes up. It might be worth it, it might not. It's very hit and miss, cut and go when it comes to the JR pass. At the moment, one of the best ways to get value, and it can be great value, is to actually use it on the daily, which basically means that you stay in one place and you branch out to day trips, or as you travel you make sure that you use it as much as you can. So the new packing video, what did you guys think? Do you think it's an improvement on the first one? I think it is. You're the reason I'm going to Tohoku. Yay! Tohoku's awesome, dude. Seriously, it is great. Tohoku and Kyushu. I was going to try to put together a Kyushu guide before I left, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm working on an update for this week. I've been working on 4 different videos in the last week, so that I have some content ready and for when I'm traveling. Apart from that, I will be streaming, and I have some ideas for some videos that I could film when I'm in Japan anyway. So hey all, hey Will, Andrew, hey Nathan, a week tomorrow I fly out to Japan. Nice, you'll be there in no time, and I'll be there at the same time as you. So if you see me, say hi. Hey Traveling Gabriel, how are you doing? I think everyone's fantastic. Any recommended food tours? You know what? I have a friend called Lito. A Little Bit of Japan is his channel, and he does food tours in Osaka. So if you're in Osaka or Kyoto, or Nara, that sort of area, he does food tours and great tours, and I would recommend that you use him. And if not, if you're just looking for food tours, I think generally they're all pretty much quite similar at this point, so I actually have it. Let's see if I can find it. I actually have a link here. Oops, let me just not block my face. It's a link to Klook, and I get a little commission if you do use Klook through my affiliate link. And they have all sorts of different tours, including food tours, drinking sake trial tours, walking tours, historical tours. I did a snorkeling tour with a island hopping sort of thing when I went to Okinawa last year, and it was fantastic. It was really easy to use, and yeah. So those of you who follow me for a while now, you know that I am very picky with who I promote on my channel. I've been given lots of offers to promote things, and I don't promote everything. So anyway, let's carry on. What's the best tips for staying cool while in Japan? Traveling, Gabriel. You know what? I was thinking about this, and I actually have an answer for you. And I don't have because we've been going through a heat wave here in Europe. For those of you who've been following the news, maybe you've heard about this crazy heat wave that we've been having. Even in the UK, it's kind of hot, and here in the south of Spain, in well that sort of general area, it's incredibly hot. It's been very very hot, and I brought out my body wipes that I've brought over from Japan. And I actually think that purchasing body wipes from convenience stores can be a very, very good way of not only keeping yourself fresh and less stinky, but of actually keeping yourself cool. So the other day, I sort of popped into a toilet and patted myself down with the body wipes, and it made such a difference. And I think that would be probably one of my top tips, other than the generally using a parasol, making sure you wear a cap, and keeping to the shade as much as possible. um Also making a great plan of where you can stop along your route, wherever you may go. For example, pachinko halls are great locations for toilets and for air conditioning. The air conditioning is like on another level, like polar level air conditioning, I would say pachinko halls have. um Convenience stores also, if you need to get a drink, go into a conveni and get some aircon. Department stores, that sort of thing. Just have a little bit of respite and factor in some respite for the heat, I'd say. Yeah, Lord McGray user, like he says, Lord McGray says, user J up calculator is kind of hard to know specifically because it all depends on so many little tiny things. Hey, got a trip from UK coming up end of September. Nice. To the 22nd of October. Currently torn on whether to book Expo though. Thoughts? Stephen, I think it all depends. I mean, how many days is that from the end of September? So you got 22 days or whatever, 24, 25 days. It's a difficult one to call. I'm personally not going to be doing the Expo. I'm going to be in Japan for 6 weeks. I have the luxury of actually going to the Expo. I'm going to be in Osaka during the Expo in the next few weeks. In 2 weeks' time, I'll be in Osaka, I believe. And at the moment, it's not on my list of places to visit or things to do, but things could change. I know people who have loved it. I know people who have found it mediocre. I've heard of people who want to return. I've heard of people that say that it was a waste of time. I've heard of people who got the ticket but didn't get the ticket to their exhibition that they wanted to go to. So it's a little bit tricky. It all depends on what you prioritize. I think if it's your first time trip, and you have the extra time and it's something that's you'd be interested in, then do it. But if it's your first time and you have limited time, then there's so much to see in Japan. Do you really want to spend a day in queuing up? That's a question. No problem. You thought it was a really good video. Yay, thank you. Last week I was in London's first Hiroshima style okonomiyaki restaurant called Juju. It has been open for 2 years and it's great. Actually, that's not London's first Hiroshima okonomiyaki style restaurant, I don't believe, because I've been to another one and I can't remember what it's called. And they said that they were the first one, and they've been in London for like 20 years or something like that. Or maybe it's the other type of okonomiyaki. Maybe I've got mixed up. But it was delicious. Regardless, it was very, very good. Packing video was packed with great packing tips. Gazumi, that's like a tongue twister. Packing video was packed with packing tips. Are the passes convenient? Can you board Yamanote and other local trains without using the Suica? Yes, basically you can. If you've got the JR pass, you can go. For example, in Tokyo, you can use it to get onto the local trains. However, I think the savings that you'll be making are very, very little when it comes to the local trains. How much do I pay for flights to Japan? It can really, really range. I think flights in general have really changed for me. Like in the last few years, I've been paying anything, and I'm going to say in pounds, and I don't know how much it's going to be in dollars or in other currencies. But bear in mind my geographical location. I don't live near like a main airport. I always have to do a layover, and that can have an effect on all sorts of things. So I've been paying anything between £950 or £900, I think, but probably around £950 to £1,600 for economy seats. It just really, really does vary. Sometimes I think on average I would say 1,200 to £1,300 would be my average in general. I have to fly usually to London. I have to fly with British Airways, and if I fly via another airport, then I'm open to all sorts of other routes. But that itself comes with its own problems. Traveling to Japan in October, we'll have day trips to Fuji from Tokyo, Nara, etc. from Osaka. Ooh. Um, a few local travels. What kind of railway pass should I buy? So if you're going to be going from, okay, you're going to be doing day trips to Fuji from Tokyo. You're going to be going to Nara from Tokyo. Oh, Nara from Osaka. A few local travels. What kind of rail pass? You might not actually need a rail pass. It all depends. There's a Hiroshima. There's a, what was it? Wait a minute. There's the, what was it called? Because I'm actually considering getting this one from Osaka. The JR West Sanyo Sanin area pass. The JR West Sanyo San-in area pass is one that I'm considering getting, but that is from Osaka South, basically. Unfortunately, it's a regional pass. I think that if you're going to get the nationwide pass, which opens the whole of Japan, it might not be viable for you. But if you can find some regional passes, then you might actually make it work. GSR going mid-September to Tokyo. Second trip. Weather? Still blazing hot or just warm? I think it's going to be potentially hot still. Maybe the edge of the heat would have gone, but I think it's still going to be hot. I don't think it's going to be warm. I think it's going to be hot. Apart from that, like keep an eye on the weather forecast, a week before to help you pack always. And just be aware that potentially, even to that time, it's still typhoon season. So Logan's Rand says that it was a very good guide. Yeah, I think so. Excited for 60 days in Japan in September and October. First time doing a solo trip. Any tips for solo travelers? I have loads of tips for solo travelers. I think that my number one tip would be that when you go to a restaurant or an izakaya or a bar or that kind of like eating establishment, if you have the chance to sit at the bar, sit at the bar. Don't sit at a table, because when you sit at a table, then it's very private and nobody's going to come and sit at your table. It's kind of your table. But if you sit at the bar, it's everyone's bar, and you'll probably have somebody sitting next to you, somebody sitting on either side of you. You'll have the bar person in front of you or the chef or whatever in front of you, and it makes a huge difference being able to strike up conversations with the people next to you or whatever. It's one of the best ways to actually strike up conversations when you're solo traveling. Definitely. Apart from that, just enjoy yourself, do what you love, and if be flexible because you're a solo traveler. You can, if things aren't working out, don't waste your time. Go and change your plans a little bit. Hey, I've just seen here. I didn't see it before. Grand, sorry, I didn't see this message earlier on. Sorry about that. Hey, I remember you saying that you might go business trip this year. Did you get the deal? You shall have to wait to find out. I've never flown business. I've never flown business. But you'll have to wait and see. Don't want to give too much away. Hello, Nathan. Genki? Yes. Hey, Jennifer, how are you doing? Have you got the Japan blues? Have you got the withdrawal symptoms? How is it going? Have you started planning your next trip to Japan? I'm so happy that you've been traveling to Japan, at least once a year. That's my aim. Get everyone to Japan as much as possible. Japan says 100% agree on those cooling body wipes. Top tip, I swear. It's just one of those things where I was thinking about it just because I had them on me and I use them and I thought these like body wipes are yeah, game changer, game changer. What kind of pass to buy if our journey to particular locations involves a mix of bus and train local, or advisable to buy separate tickets each? Like I said, and when it comes to the JR Pass, you really, really need to go through the JR Pass calculator, because increasingly it's harder to use the to get a JR Pass that's feasible for you, especially if you have to use a mixture of buses and maybe non-JR trains. For example, part of my trip this time, and part of the reason why I couldn't make the JR Pass work was because for part of my trips, I'm going to be going on non-JR lines, which I wouldn't be able to use a JR Pass on. And I think that that's something that a lot of people forget. I think it's a misconception. Maybe I should do a misconceptions video in the future. Maybe I should write that down because I'll forget. But there's a misconception that the whole of Japan is JR. All the rail network in Japan is JR. But it isn't. There's a lot of local and different um, different rail operators that you wouldn't be able to use a JR pass on. Although obviously JR is the main one. If there are any changes, if you're going to Japan this year, do you need to re-register? You need to register for every trip that you do. The only time that you need to change things is, for example, if your accommodation changes or if your flight number changes or if something specifically changes, then you'd have to update your currently registered trip. Kazumi says expandable wet towels, size of the postage stamp underwater becomes a man size rescue. Keep them in your pocket daily. Yeah, I've seen those before. Where did you get them from, by the way? Le Pere, how are you doing? Hello, hello, hello to you. And right, it will be there in December through January. I hope I don't have to register. And let's see. Phil, would wearing a Uniqlo Airism undershirt and a regular t-shirt help with sweat and comfort? Would it just make me hotter? I think this is it's one of those comfort things that you need to sort of like try it for yourself. I've tried it. I died trying to have like a Airism underneath my like other t-shirt. I thought it was just too hot, so I just wore some. They sell some Airism t-shirts. So instead of getting like areas, I can't even say it. Airism like under like t-shirts, you can actually get some t-shirts that have Airism sort of fabrics, and those work pretty well just on their own. But try it, try it. I know people that do it. Japanese people do it. It just didn't work for me. Did you ever travel domestically in Japan by ferry? Is the process easy to buy tickets for tourists? Yeah, every single time that I've traveled domestically, for example, I used the ferry to get to Sado Island 2 years ago, 10 years ago now, or 9 years ago now. I used the ferry to get to Yakushima Island. I've used the ferry when I was in Okinawa to get some of the little islands around, and every single time I got all the tickets from the ferry terminal, just because I found that it's been very difficult to purchase tickets online for many times, or the information online has been wrong, the times have been wrong, etc. But what I did learn is book your return ferry trip at the same time. That's what I learned. Because, for example, when I was in Sado Island, I nearly got stuck in Sado Island because literally, like, I got the last seat or something. Literally, there were no more ferries. So I was very lucky, and that's when I thought to myself, from now on, I'm gonna book both ways. Kazumi says, "We are so spoiled for cheap flights from Australia. I can imagine. I can imagine, guys." Tokyo Wide is pretty good. Tokyo Wide, obviously for the Tokyo general area, going a little bit north, but unfortunately not to get anywhere like remotely close to Kyoto or Tokyo or Osaka. I mean, cheaper and shorter, Gazumi. Plus, you don't have to wiggle through several war zones. Let's see, where are we at? Howdy, Alexander H. Hope you're doing well. I just use my AC card locally, never bothered with pass so far. Yeah, it was really hot last year. It's hot every year, I think. Close to October, the humidity finally starts to lift. I'm actually on purpose made sure I'm gonna be going to Hokkaido in August, mid-August. I'll be spending some time, like 8 days, 9 days in Hokkaido, and hopefully that will be like the respite that I need away from the humidity. The great thing about Tokyo Wide is that it includes the Limited Express to Mount Fuji and EX space share from Shinjuku. Yeah, if you want to go to Mount Fuji, it's great. How humid and hot does it get? Is it really unbearable as people say? Star, it gets very hot. It gets very humid, and it can get very unbearable for certain people. I think it all depends on where you originally come from. For example, yesterday where I live, it was 28 degrees or 29 degrees, and it was like 90% humidity. It was very, very, very humid. So obviously in Japan, it's just in the summer, it's just humid all the time. So here it gets humid like one or 2 days a week. It's not the same, but what I'm saying is that my body is sort of a little bit more used to it. I always say the same thing to everyone, and that is, it's better to go to Japan when you can go to Japan than not go to Japan at all. And if the only time that you can actually travel to Japan is in the summer, then do it. You know, it will be hot, it will be humid, and you might suffer a little bit, but you know, bodies are resilient. We are resilient as human beings, and we find our ways to cope. And by day three, maybe day four, you'll still be like, obviously, you know, sweaty and stuff, but that initial shock would have gone away. I got the business deal. I've never gone business either. Ooh. When are you flying, Grant? He's so gonna fly business with that grin. Maybe, maybe. Ooh, my mouse has sort of got stuck. Congratulations on 40k. Thank you so much there. Thank you so much, Jerome. I hadn't even noticed that I hit 40k. It was Jim that said, "Hey, congratulations on the 40k." And then when I looked, I was like, "Wait a minute, it's true. I've hit 40k." I'd love to hit 50k by the end of my trip. That will be pretty fantastic. To be honest, my channel has really slowed down. Like I'm down about 70 to 80% on subscribers month on month for the past 2 months. I was getting about over 1,000 or 1,000 subscribers a month, over 1,000, and now it's 70% less monthly. There's just so much competition out there, so many people doing similar things. It is what it is, but I have a great community. So instead of JR Pass, do an open jawbone flight, fly into one part of Japan and travel one direction. Yeah, that would be a great way of doing it if you can. Yeah, I agree with that. And fly out of the other. Yeah, that would be a really good way of doing it. Have you seen the wet wipes that the size of a towel? No, do they exist? What? Okay, expandable wet towels online. Okay, that's good to know. Star, AMV, sorry, weird question, but I smoke nicotine vapes back home in the States, but I know in Japan most people use cigarettes. Would it be illegal for me to bring my nicotine vape to Japan? I'm very sorry, Star, but I wouldn't be able to answer that question. And when it comes to things of legalities, especially things that I am unaware of because I don't smoke, I just wouldn't be the right person to give you the advice. The best thing to do is to check official with the official sources, with the government of Japan. They have some great resources online, and there's also email addresses and phone numbers that you can contact customs directly, or contact immigration with questions, and they do actually answer the questions. They're pretty good. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if for whatever reason it's a no, then you can always try the e-cigarettes that they have there in Japan. I've seen loads of tourists who use them. So I've been to Japan in 2010, which was fine weather-wise. Last year we went to Taiwan in the summer, which was decently hot. Is Japan comparable to Taiwan? I've been told that Japan and Taiwan are very similar. So similar. You'll be going to Japan this August. I think they'll be comparable, yeah. Jet lag got over. Japan 2026 list in progress. Yes, severe Japan blues. It is what it is. It is very real. The Japan blues is a real thing. It's so hot, guys. I am sweaty, sweaty, sweaty here. I've got the aircon and everything, but it's so humid today. Kampai. Kampai. Thanks for the informative videos. They've really helped me prepare for our family trip. I'm so glad. More coming your way. More coming your way. The last couple of months, and potentially why there's been a little bit of a decline in subscribers. I've been experimenting with more like like topical videos, talking about Japan topics, etc. And I'm not very sure. I like doing them. I'll still do them, but I feel that I sort of steered a little bit away from the tips, and that's what I do, and that's what I'll continue doing. So, have you ever done Hokkaido in winter at all? I have not done Hokkaido in winter. I have not. I don't know if I would survive Hokkaido in winter. I think, when people say that Japan is humid and hot in the summer and that, it's horrible, my idea of horrible is like really, 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 really cold. So, yeah. I remember when Japan opened, I had round trip tickets from California, 550. Yeah, prices are so different. I mean, there are some decent offers that come, like depending where you live. I know one of my friends, Vicente, I don't know if he's here, sometimes he comes in. He lives in London and he flies with China East Airlines or whatever directly from London. He gets some really, really ridiculous prices because he has access to Heathrow or Gatwick or whatever. I think it's Gatwick. So it's easy for him to do that. But if you don't live near an airport like that, there's that extra cost and it just doesn't work the same. Hey David, you're here? That's what matters. Central Japan, nice. What do you mean by Central Japan? What part of Central Japan? You'd pay 550 just to be in a plane full of Americans. Don't offend our people. I know. I'm sorry, I meant overnight long trip ferry where you sleep. Oh, okay. I have not, but I've met plenty of people who have, and I regret not having done it. I wanted to do one from Oita or from Fukuoka to Osaka, and I didn't, and I really regret it. It's on my list. I think that probably overnight ferry travel must be fantastic. Every travel channel I hear tourism is down in the countries like Thailand. I wonder if it's a global economy. Maybe. Guys, what's the weather like in where you're from? What's your climate like basically? Take care, well. Thanks for watching. Hokkaido in winter is beautiful. I'm sure it is. Howdy, Hacksign. How you doing? Howdy. Cold? You don't know cold? I don't know cold. Well, actually, I mean, not like Canada cold, but I did live in Wales in the United Kingdom for a number of years, and I used to hate winter. And on top of it, it hardly ever snowed. And I was like, at least if it snowed, like I can probably do snow and cold, but it was just like black ice. It was horrible. Central Japan, April and November, subject to flight deals. Get checking. I mean, one of the things that you should definitely do is you should 100% set yourself some, tracking on Expedia or something like that. They're pretty good. Hey, Luke. My name is not Luke, Daniel and Yuka. But good morning to you, Clay. How you doing, Daniel? Just about to have pop out another little baby. So excited. Hey, Chuck. How you doing? Oh, and humid here. 26 degrees at 5 a.m. here in Tokyo. What's the temperature here? It's been quite crazy here. Have you been following the news of European heat wave? It's been crazy, crazy, crazy. Just about 30 minutes away from me, 40 minutes away drive from me, it was 46 or 40, yeah, 46 degrees Celsius. Crazy. It is currently 23 degrees. It is currently 23 degrees, and the humidity is what? What's the humidity here? 92% humidity. No wonder I'm like dying right now. This is what I mean. Like it's 92% humidity. So obviously it's a kind of, humidity that I every now and then we get here in the summer. So when I go to Japan, it's like a little bit hotter or more of the same. Oh, Klook has some overnight ferries too. Well, on that note, Cliff. Ta-da! Klook QR code affiliate link. I didn't know that actually didn't know that Klook had them. I don't usually take vitamins with me when I am in Japan. I just make sure that I load up with everything: vitamin C, vitamin D, and the zinc. Those are the main things that I have when I'm here in at home before my trip. Watching from Long Beach. Nice. 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% humidity. Sounds nice. Do you beach? It's Long Beach, but do you beach? Japan. Good evening, Nathan, or is it Luke? Good evening to you. How are you doing, Johannes? Hope you're doing well. Japan. Any German speakers? My friend there, Japan, has a great German speaking language Japan content channel, which I don't understand, and I try to watch the videos with the auto dub. I get about 3/4 of the way through before I'm like, I can't do this. To get good rooms, you need the JP ferry sites. Okay. Don't worry, Cliff. When I need to go and do some ferry stuff, I will be asking you. Edward says, just as a tip, not meant as criticism. For me, as a father of younger teens, 11 and 13 years old, there is almost no content on YouTube for this demographic. Keep up the great work. Okay, that's a good tip. I did put out Japan with Kids video. I don't know if you watched that one. Maybe we we can have one of the mods actually linking that the Japan with children, Japan with kids. I actually went to Japan last year with one of my best friends, Jeremy, and his family. He had a 13-year-old and actually a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I prepared an itinerary for them. And instead of like sharing the full itinerary, I sort of did a video where we went over many of the activities that they did as a family, and hopefully that will be useful to you. It's yeah, so check it out, please. Uncle Nate, I can't wait, I can't wait. Minus 45. Okay, no humidity. Okay, that is like I can't even think of it. I think the coldest I've ever been was minus like 8 or something. 102 Fahrenheit here in California. I'm right. Wow. 23 degrees is my winter. Yeah, well, 23 degrees is usually, I mean, I wouldn't say it's our winter, but it can get 23 degrees in our winter. I mean, it's 23 degrees now at 10:15 p.m., you know? It's been 31, 32 degrees probably during the day, maybe a little bit higher. You should try the overnight ferry from Tokyo to some of the little islands. Yeah, I think at one point I'm going to have to do that because I'm not starting to run out of things to do, but it's an option of things to do. Chicago 24 degrees Celsius, so very, very similar. Frog Lady, thanks for carrying me on Duolingo once again. It's just as easy to go for a swim in the sea or river in Japan as Gibraltar. No, Gibraltar is just super easy. Like literally right now, I could walk 5 minutes, 7 minutes maybe, and jump into the sea. No problem. It's very, very easy here. Like we've got quite a few beaches. I think Japan, when it comes to Japan, Japan is not really like a beachy sort of like country in terms of like going to the beach. And I think that their bathing season is actually quite short unless you live like specifically in very specific areas. I've walked by or traveled by some very, very, very beautiful beaches in Japan, and there's been not a soul there. It's been boiling hot, and I thought to myself, why? And I've been told that some of the tides are really dangerous. Some, the basically that it can be dangerous. So yeah, quite commendable. Thank you. Heard German? Anybody need help? Loma Gray, I was just saying that Japan there has a German speaking Japan channel. Officially my birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daniel. Happy birthday to you. We will have a belated drink catch up when I arrive. Yes, we will. It will be my birthday whilst I am in Japan. And actually, I believe that I'm meeting Lito in the evening on my birthday. So, probably a stream. Although I like to stream more like how's the word? I don't want to like when I stream in Japan, I want it to be for a reason, not just like streaming randomly. Just because, 84 in Fort Worth right now, which is usually actually unusually cool. Okay. Ellie, hey, hello Nathan. What is your thoughts on a trip from mid-May to beginning of June? I think that you are gonna hit one of the magical windows of Japan where there are less tourists, less crowds, things are a little bit cheaper, just with maybe potentially a little bit of a shower here and there. 100%, great time to go. Do it. Barring any marriage, that was only once, only once, I think. Successful. Do you plan on living in Japan? M. Ryder, at the moment, I don't have any plans of living in Japan, to be honest. I think I have a pretty sweet deal here. I have a great job and I have plenty of time to travel back and forth to Japan and do this like that. I mean, you never say never, but hey. Chiba and Kamakura are big beach culture areas with surfing culture. Yeah, but they told me that the season is very short. I was told. Like here, the beach season, we started going to the beach here in May and will probably be until maybe end of September, possibly beginning of October. That will be beach season here. Um, so yeah. Seen all the Puri surfing content. Looks like he's near Kamakura. Ooh, is he? The ultimate drunk stream that would be cool, Nathan, on your birthday. Yeah, I will. I will definitely do a stream on my birthday. I'll be in Kyoto on my birthday, and currently my plan is I'll be meeting Shogo, and we'll be filming something. I'm just have to finalize. Actually, I'll have to do that tomorrow. To be honest, the dads get older. Where in Japan will you be when it's your birthday, Nathan? I'll be in Kyoto. In Kyoto. I actually, did it on purpose. I thought Tokyo would have been more logical because I would have been able to hang out with a lot more people. But I just wanted something a little bit more chill, so I'm going to be staying in a really, really nice ryokan. It's my most expensive, like cost of the whole trip. The ryokan that I'm staying in, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah. Shirahama, Wakayama, perhaps Central Japan's finest beach. I think I'm going to be going there. I'm going to be meeting Cheney, Japan. So already meeting, this has been in the works for months, since like October or something. So I'm going to be meeting her and hanging out with her. I'm going to be staying 2 nights in Wakayama, and hopefully I meet her cat. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe. Nugget Hunter 22, any advice on the Tohoku region festivals, where to hang out and enjoy the city itself, doing Morioka, Sendai, Akita? Well, I would say that it all depends on the times. The big festivals of that zone or that region of Tohoku usually happen at the beginning of August, and they usually happen very close by, one after the other, or within like a week. So I actually did Morioka Sansa Matsuri, which was one of my favorites. From there, I traveled to Akita and the Kanto Matsuri. That Matsuri, unfortunately, was great, but I wasn't able to get any accommodation in Akita, and therefore I ended up having to stay like on the last stop of the local line, which was like a good 45 minutes away from Akita, which affected all sorts of things because the last train was like at 9:30, etc. And then from there, I traveled to Aomori for that Matsuri, which is epic, epic, epic Matsuri. Just plan it with plenty of time. Book your hotels with enough time, and don't give up. You might not be able to stay specifically in the same city, but you might be able to stay in the town close by. But if you do that, check when the last trains are and check the times of the Matsuri is what I would say. Hey, banana fans! This is my last Tokyo Banana, I think. There might be one more, maybe just one more. I'm not very sure, but this is my last Tokyo Banana before getting to Japan. For those of you who have been watching me, I usually bring Tokyo Bananas and I use them as a countdown timer. So it's been like 5 Tokyo Bananas to Japan, 4 Tokyo Bananas to Japan, 3, 2, 1 Tokyo Banana to Japan. Kanpai, everyone. Delicious. Have I missed anything? Not trying to convince me. Moving to Australia would make sense. You can use the same teaching ed and can travel to Japan. But I wouldn't have my mommy and my daddy. There are so many quiet spots in Kyoto. In fact, I would say it's mostly quiet spots compared to Tokyo. The big attractions just get a lot of people. Yeah, on that note, I'm going to share with you guys one more time, possibly the last time, if I find it. This link here is for a Google form where I'm asking for recommendations of places that I can visit. I've actually added loads to my itinerary, at least as you know, map pins, so that when I'm there I can, you know, like navigate. But one of the things that I'm 100% looking for is quiet spots in Kyoto. So if you know of any amazing temples, quiet spots within, you know, the city mainly, I don't want to go like out of Kyoto as a day trip, then use a QR code, help me out, because it's gonna hopefully help you out in a future video, right? You could pause and you can just like, you know, QR code it. Where were we? Went to the river yesterday, and it was about 18 minutes drive. Lots of Japanese there enjoying the river swimming and barbecue. Nice. Hi Lauren, sorry. My carry-on and packing cubes arrived. Yay! Nice. Mine are there. Don't have too many birthday drinks and break into a Kyoto temple. No. Oh my goodness. No. Mid-May to early June is a great time to go to Tokyo in my opinion. I did this for several years. Perfect weather. Yeah, similar. I think so. I mean, to be honest, I could work in Japan with my qualifications, so. Hey! Thank you so much, Jim! Woo! Let's see. And where are you? I can't find you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Wait, where is it? Why hasn't it appeared? For sustainable refreshment beer in London and any layovers you may have. Thank you. Arigato. By the way, any of my current patrons, like top tier, who have been with me for a while now, received the latest package. I sent it out like 8 or 9 days ago. So keep an eye on your mailboxes, okay? Chiba Japan Pro Surfing event. Irons versus Slater. Ooh. Tokyo Banana Countdown. 0. I'll be going to Aomori Matsuri. I can't wait. It's great. It's so good. That Matsuri is crazy. What are some underrated places in Tokyo or Osaka worth visiting? Planning to visit Shimokitazawa, Kagurazaka and such. I mean, those are underrated. They're quite popular. But I have a video. I have a 2 or 3 videos you should check out. Hopefully somebody can actually put it on the chat. It's less visited Japan. Just search for less visited Tokyo, and I have some great locations that you're gonna love. Nathan's at home setup is looking fancy. Thank you. You know it's a green screen, right? It's a fake. It's, look, my hand's gonna disappear. Where is it? My arm's gone. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Daniel at his finest. What did Daniel do? There's loads of quiet spots in Tokyo, yeah. Still waiting for my package. Things are a bit slower getting here. Yeah, it is kind of the furthest, one of the furthest points from where I live. For your first Matsuri, which one would you recommend? Wow. It depends. You know that there are different types of Matsuri. For example, the Kyoto Matsuri that happens in July, that one's kind of like a, I would say it's like a religious Matsuri. It's very solemn, and the festival is very different. It's a different feel. Um, Whilst some of the other Matsuris, like in Tohoku and elsewhere, not just in Tohoku, are a lot more lively. I loved, out of all of them, I think the friendliest one and the easiest one to sort of like join in was the one in Morioka. The Morioka Sansa Matsuri, I think it's called. That one is totally underrated. It's incredibly beautiful. It's thousands of taiko drummers, ladies dancing, and the great thing is that at the end everyone joins in and dances in the street, and you can join in. So that's a similar Matsuri to that would be pretty good, or a local Matsuri, a smaller Matsuri. There are tons, tons of festivals. Thank you so much for the Let's Visit to Japan playlist there, or video. I actually have another one. I just haven't been able to finish it. Maybe I can actually finish it on the plane. I don't know. It's only Kyoto where I felt I needed to whisper to talk when walking down the streets outdoors. Um, there's been plenty of places where I felt like that. I get it. There are some locations in Kyoto where you sort of feel like that, but there's been plenty of places in Japan where I've actually felt like I want to be quiet. Although I'm on my own most of the time, so I don't really talk out loud when I'm on my own. I'm always getting fooled by AI lately. It's so convincing. Yeah, I just wanted to have some kind of a quick setup, not having to worry about the mess behind me. Does it work? Does it work? It's kind of fancy. We were racing for the slowest mail delivery as per colonials. Did you feel the earthquakes? No, because I'm not in Japan yet. I will be in Japan in a few days' time. First stop, London though, and then I'll be flying to Japan. I'll be there very, very soon. You'll see a stream. I'm actually gonna be meeting no Nomad Push also for lunch. He's gonna help me out with a video with for a short time. Um, those of you who know who Nomad Push is, and what else? Clay. I want to meet Clay, but it's just his trip was so last minute that by the time he said I'm gonna be in Tokyo, I was like, I already have all my plans, more or less, mostly. So Kishiwada Danjiri Matsuri in September. What's that? What's that like? There are so many. So many I don't even know about. Kampai. Lori, you appreciate the packing video. Yay! I wanted to update it. I really wanted to update it, and I'm glad I did. It was. I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I think the lists look much more professional, and you can tell that in the last 2 years I've learned so much more. One of the comments in my original video was like, "Why are you crouching? Why are you crouching? You're gonna hurt your back." People write that sort of thing. So in this video, I made sure that I didn't crouch. Are you gonna cover the earthquakes and earthquake safety in your videos? I've done that before. Might have to do it again, but I've done it before. Last year or the year before, have a video all about earthquake safety. Hopefully, I don't feel any earthquakes. To be honest, I'd rather not. I will have to visit it. Hopefully in the future, or at least Google it. But more importantly, when are we gonna hang out in Japan? I think that's a kind of an important question. We need to get to the bottom of that, huh? Maybe you can wear the gift that you're going to be receiving. We've had 1 hour of the stream. I'm happy to keep it going a little bit longer. Um, any more questions? Any ideas? Hey, thank you so much there. Let me just I always like to do the whole like Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. Nugget Hunter 22. Thanks. Mid-July to August. Is there anything between Osaka or Hakone for our free day to do around before my onsen stay? Any national parks? Very good question. And I would say, why not stay longer in Hakone? Because there's lots around. There's lots around Hakone, is what I was trying to say. Really, that would be my main recommendation. If you could do that, because Hakone is beautiful, not just for onsen, you know. Maybe the Fuji area. Any recommendations, guys, for Nugget Hunter? One day when the planets line up. Pack a third less than what you think you need. Yeah, this is what I've been doing now. No, I've been like going for a week, plan for 5 days, pack for 5 days, going for 10 days, plan for a week, going for longer, plan for 10 days. Time flies. When you live stream in Japan, does it bother you when people come up and say hi? Absolutely not. Not at all. I mean, not that it happens very often. I ain't like Chris Broad or anything, but it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I think it all depends. Like, even when I've seen some live streamers streaming, and they're in the middle of something, I'm not going to interrupt. You got to sort of find the right time to say hello also. But yeah, no problem. I was on the Sugamo subway platform on one trip, and the earthquake alarm went on my phone. Hardly a local looked up. Nugget Hunter, I mean, I'm just done a quick Google search here for you. Things that you might want to check out. Obviously, Nagoya also. Nagoya might be a good option. I can't believe I didn't think of that. But there's a Kiso Valley. There's the Mount Ontake area. But I still think that Hakone has plenty to see around. So I was resting my head on a wall in my Tokyo apartment, and the wall suddenly shook and hit me on the head. That was odd. Did you fall asleep? Were you like, like nodding off? Like, were you like, and you hit your head maybe? My first trip to Akihabara 2004 coincided with a Chetsu earthquake. Also my first time to experience an earthquake. Seeing the locals getting nervous made me even more nervous. It's like when you fly and the air hostesses look nervous. That's when you worry. Walls were shaking on my Sugamo hotel for 3 nights. I mean, when I was in that earthquake on the 1st of August, I think was last year, in Miyazaki, I went down to the lobby. All the tourists went down to the lobby. The chandeliers were still moving from left to right, like really, really moving. And the hotel lobby staff and the cleaners were just doing the thing as if nothing had happened. You know, they were just carried on cleaning the windows and cleaning and mopping. No problem, nothing. The chandeliers are moving. Dude, Wilma Grave, thank you so much. Maybe it's time for some Onitsuka Tigers, Nathan. I suggest you try the Sklo model. It's one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever owned. Okay, I'm going to write that down, because I've actually had Onitsuka Tigers on my list of things. So Let me write it down and I will check it out. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Wait a minute. I didn't do the confetti. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. I was on the 5th or 6th floor of an animate store in Aki a few years back, and only people that moved were staff making sure the books didn't fall. Although I must admit that my experience last year was the earthquake in Miyazaki, which I did feel considerably. I'm not gonna lie, and I think on the 1st of January also I felt a little bit of an earthquake. Was that the Noto earthquake I felt? Was that this year? But one of the freakiest things was when I was in the subway. I was riding into Roppongi station, and just before the train was going to set off, the subway train was going to set off, the earthquake warning alarm went off on everyone's phone. The doors opened and everyone went. I mean, it's silent anyway, it's trains in Japan and Tokyo specifically are very, very quiet, but that was another level of quiet. It was like everyone was like, and it was during the mega quake warning. So they had just been. It's the first time that the government of Japan has sort of like asked people to get prepared, blah 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 blah. Like, and that earthquake warning went off on the train, and yeah, it was just very eerie, very very weird, very different, kind of scary. I mean, my heart was like really, yeah. Ooh, right. Any more questions, guys? Ooh. So quiet in the chat right now. So, yeah, I'm going to be arriving in Japan at 7 in the morning, Tokyo, and I'm wondering how busy Haneda Airport is going to be. I'll be staying in Ueno Station. So, yeah, looking for, well, not in Ueno Station, but, in Ueno Station area. I won't be staying in Ueno Station. Hopefully run into you next week in Japan. Phil, yeah, say hello. Certainly unnerving when the earthquake alarm goes off on everybody's phone when standing on the subway platform. Me, Sugama. Well, I was in the train. I was like, thanks for starting my week off again, Nathan and everyone. Work time. Tommy, have a lovely day at work. How many more days until I'm in Japan? I'll be in Japan at the end of the week. So just a few more days. I set off on Thursday. Well, that's when my travel starts. Anime recommended spots to visit: Osaka or Tokyo, like JJK, Shibuya scenes. I love the movie Your Name, Kimi no Nawa. There's lots of spots in Tokyo for that one. In fact, I'm going to be visiting a spot in Takayama for that movie. It's quite easy to find anime spots. There are lots of lists with Google Maps, pins, and everything online. Do you work out in any specific way for Japan, like lots of steps on a treadmill, for example? I don't, because I work out very often in general. Not, I wouldn't say very often, but in general, I do work out twice a week. I do some weight training, and I try to do at least one jog a week. So that keeps me going. However, when I did Mount Fuji, I did do a lot of steps on the lead up to Mount Fuji, and I think that actually somebody wrote it a tip in the last packing video. They said biggest tip: start training before going to Japan. And I think it's a good idea, you know, it's a good idea to get your steps up before going to Japan. Don't sleep in the subway, baby. JMC, hi monkey, can you make an updated video on how to use the trains in Japan? I don't think it needs to be updated because nothing has really changed. The only thing that I'm considering doing is you know, the how to use the Shinkansen trains in Japan. But in terms of the Tokyo video, I don't know if you've seen my using Tokyo's subway or using Tokyo's trains video. Maybe somebody can post it down as a link, but that one's pretty up to date. I just did it last year. Gazumi, very exciting. Am I packed? The answer is I've been dealing with a flood. I've been trying to edit a few videos so that I have some content whilst I'm traveling, and therefore the answer is not really. My suitcase is there and I have like a pile of things on top of my suitcase. Does that count? Oh, what I did today though, however, Jennifer, what I did today was I actually started to pack. Sorry, I started to charge all my electronics because that's a whole other ordeal that a lot of tourists don't have to go through. You know, like charging my gimbal for the live streams, my microphones, my cameras, charging everything that I need, my headphones, everything. Take a compass. Well, I use my phone's compass. Tokyo bananas are waiting for me. I don't usually have Tokyo bananas until the end of the trip, but yeah. Thanks for sharing the link. Thank you for sharing the link, guys. I'm gonna start wrapping things up. Have you thought about packing? It's a thought that counts. I don't think the thought does much, but I wish it was the thought that counted. Charging electronics is a real problem for content creators. It's real, yeah. I've spent I have a system. My system is in my kitchen. It's so random because it's, you know, my kitchen counter is really the longest like the longest workspace that I have. So I put everything that needs to be charged on the right, and they move to the left when they're charged. And at the moment, I would say like 2/3 of everything is on the left is charged, and I have a few things that are not charged. So it's kind of funny. I packed 24 hours before a 3-week trip. It's doable because I had all my laundry done. Yeah, of course. I mean, laundry, that's not a problem. I'm one of these people that's constantly doing laundry. So I always have lots of laundry, clean clothes to pack. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's just a little bit different for a content creator. And also, I think the thing that's slowing me down is the fact that I've done 3/4 of all my itineraries. As in, I have my itinerary sorted, obviously, but it's a day-to-day, like, little things that I want to do in each place I haven't done for every single location. A phone compass app has been very useful in areas where it's hard to get GPS signal, like when you're surrounded by skyscrapers. Yeah, the phone app or the watch app, you know, compass thingy, is really useful. As a little tip I'm going to tell you is, if Google Maps sort of says exit via the south exit, you can use the compass to at least start walking in the right direction. You know, when you're in the platform and the signs might not be very, very clear, you know, sometimes, but you know that you need to get to the south exit and there's 2 ways to go. Well, use a compass and at least you start walking in the right direction, right? Any go-to Japanese men's sunscreen you prefer? Off the top of my head, I just buy whatever sunscreen. It might be woman's sunscreen. Hold on, I have it because I was, you know, like I said, I have a few things. I started packing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get it. And I'm back. So this is the one that I've been using buying the last year or so in Japan. It's hey, there you go. Can you see it? Suncut. And the reason why I bought it is because it had good reviews and because it was a good size to have in my bag. I don't really want to have a big bottle in my bag, and this is quite a small, nice size bottle. And here in Europe, all our bottles are pretty big, and the small bottles are quite expensive. But this was a good price. I'm gonna just throw that onto my suitcase. Yeah, Loma Gray, thank you so much. Do you think this sunscreen will last you 6 weeks? Absolutely not. I mean, that sunscreen will probably last me a week and a half. I mean, actually, that sunscreen is nearly dead, so I have to buy a new one when I get there. But there's no problem. You know, I think it's very important to keep your skin safe. So I'll just buy another one. It's about convenience, and it's also about the size that matters, I would say, when it comes to carrying things in your bag. Compass for east exit, good tip. It's worked many times. I couldn't believe how quickly I packed this year. I think it's because I went 2023, 2024, and now know all the things I don't need to pack. Yeah. Thank you so much. And also, my suitcase is actually I have like a few things in my suitcase that are my Japan things that I need. For example, I have my international driver's permit is in there. Something that I didn't include in my packing video, but I'll give you all as a little hint, is I also have my eye prescription papers in there, just in case I need to, like lose my glasses or want to buy new glasses. Um, Packing cubes, documentations, that sort of thing, they're already there in my suitcase prepared, so I don't have to search for everything. Something I bought on my early trip in Akihabara that I now always bring with me, a Japan compatible power strip. I don't have that. I don't feel that I have that problem, to be honest, because I just use the adapters. Like I only have. I take my laptop with me. My laptop has one, two, three USB C ports, or four USB C ports. So if that's plugged in with one, then I have four ports where I could charge things from. So it's usually quite works pretty well for me. I buy sunscreen for a friend of mine every time we go to Japan because Australian sunscreen is not as good, really. I thought Australian sunscreen would have been very good, but I know that Japanese sunscreen is pretty good. The neon wall monkey has a good tan. It's a heat. It's a heat. It's a heat. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll see you all in Japan. I'll see if I could do a stream on Wednesday from Happy Gaijin. I'm not sure it will be feasible, to be honest, because I'll be flying the next day. But my suitcase is permanently packed. I repack as soon as I get home and ready to go the next time. Yeah, I'm sort of like halfway there, to be honest. Thanks for another stream. You're welcome. Happy travel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a safe trip. Thanks, everyone. I'm looking forward to showing you Japan through the lens of Ninja Monkey. Happy Gaijin. And actually, before we go, just wanted to do a quick thank you to all of you who have supported financially today. Jim Ross, thank you so much for the 5 gifts that you sent over earlier. Loma Gray, thank you so much, $50 at the beginning. Grant, thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you so much. Frog Lady, thank you so much. Jim Ross, thank you so much again. And Nugget Hunter, thank you so much. And Loma Gray, thank you for being so epic today. Much appreciate it. Very, very much appreciate it. On that note, stay positive and be a happy gaijin and safe travels, and hope to see you in the streets of Japan one day. Come and say hello. Please don't forget to say hello if you see me. On that note, see you. Bye. Watch my latest video.